Hi, welcome to Learning Module 2. What I'm doing with this quick video is just explaining what I want you to do with Learning Module 2 and a quick overview of the chapter. So to start off with, Chapter 1 is called An Overview of Telecommunications, and it goes through the history of telecommunications up until the 2000 area, mid-2005, and then a lot of things that have gone on in the recent future, things like cloud computing. You can look online and I'll give you access to that. So I want you to read through the chapter, the history of telecommunications. One of the things with the homework assignment, I want you to look at the Telecommunications Act of 1996 and why that was so important to the evolution of computer networks and things like AT&T and how they monopolized the industry in the telephone and network industry. Other things in this chapter, the history of the internet. There's some interesting things that we probably didn't know, like when the term internet was coined, and when the World Wide Web began functioning as part of the internet. And it's depending on your age and how long you've used computers. A lot of the kids, I say call kids nowadays, the people that are new to technology or just out of high school, you've always had computers. But it's been such a quick growth and movement for a lot of us that people who are in their 30s remember times when we didn't have the internet at school, computers at school. So it's kind of interesting to read and learn about the history of the internet and what we did before the internet, which was encyclopedias. That was our internet, and it wasn't online. And I say that from, I'm 38 at this particular point of making this video, and I say that for my age, and I would assume everybody older than that. But a lot of you guys in this class and women in this class have grown up with the internet. So it's interesting to read the history. The other thing in this chapter is the classification of data networks. This is talking about WANs, MANs, and LANs. And we have classes in addition to Telecom, which is an intro class for wide area network and local area network. Metropolitan area networks is a term that is a network within a city. It's not used as much as WANs and LANs, but we have classes on both of these concepts that you'll probably take either right now or in the future. There's CO231 and CO233. And entire classes, like our WAN class covers, I'm looking on page 14 of the textbook just to kind of give you an idea of what we teach here at GRCC. Our WAN class at this point covers Cisco certification, Cisco routers, because that's the technology that's used to communicate or connect multiple local area networks. And then on page 15 it explains what LANs are, and with local area networks, we have a class called CO233 that covers the Net Plus certification, which is for local area networks. Next page on 16, I'm just thumbing through the book. I don't really know what to put on the screen, so you can thumb through the book with me. On page 16, we talk about the topologies in networking. The major or the basic topologies are ring, bus, and star, but what you end up with is a kind of a mesh topology where you have different components. And most of your modern networks, all of your modern networks are based on some sort of star topology, where you have a centralized router or switch and then computers that come off from that. So this chapter is just a brief overview of the networks. Private and public networks, you can read about those. This is a concept between a LAN, which is private to a company or a school or an organization. And then you have the public networks such as the internet, which is things that anybody can access. On page 20, this covers switching technologies. Now, as part of your homework assignment, I want you to read through this part. This is even though the book is, I don't want to call it old because it's a great overview of technology and telecommunications, but this is still standard in the general switching technologies on networks. So circuit switching, message, cell, and packet switching. And part of your homework is to read through this and give an example of each, such as Ethernet networks uses packet switching. Email is message switching. You can read through the textbook and answer those questions in the homework assignment. If you need to use the internet, that's fine as well. On 22, we have computing models, distributed computing, centralized computing. You'll research this as part of your homework assignment as well, in addition to the telecommunications standards that are out there in the world. The ISO is the major one, the International Standards Organization. They created the OSI model, which is a model for governing how networks communicate. And all of these organizations are international so that we can communicate with computers in Europe and computers in Asia and across the world. We're all following the same basic layout of how networks are designed and how computer parts are designed, but it has to be standardized through some organization. One important concept with that is TCP/IP or IP addressing. The internet uses that major protocol to communicate, and we all need unique IP addresses so that we don't have conflicts. And this is something that ICANN or IANA, IANA or ICANN.org, they manage the distribution of IP addresses. You might want to check out that website because it kind of explains how they keep everything unique so that there's not conflicts. And then the last, excuse me, without fail, the first week of the semester I always get sick, but the last part of this chapter on an overview of telecommunications talks about careers in telecommunications. And this really is a general term to describe anything related to networking. So project manager, network administrator, systems analysis, programmers. Telecommunications is just, the ideal of communicating long distances. So it really is a general term to describe multiple areas that you may work in. And one of the questions in the homework is for you to do some research on jobs in the area. I picked Grand Rapids because that's where we are, but the area that you want to move and see what's out there. So in this learning module, before you do the quiz and the homework assignment, I would recommend that you read through the PowerPoint. You can do that I won't go through that now because it's pretty short and just highlights the major things of the chapter. You can go through that maybe when you're doing the quiz because I take some of the quiz questions right from the PowerPoint, so you'll know where to look. I also provided a couple YouTube videos that I found on an overview of telecommunications, and because we have short attention spans, I like to keep these short, so we have not maybe you don't have a short attention span, but I do. What the heck is telecommunications? This is a quick 2-minute video, and then this one isn't coming up, but my internet is pretty slow right now during the day where I live. It's just really choppy, but there's a video here that you probably see, and this is a quick telecom industry overview video from Technofunk. All right. And it's really robotic, but it's really short and just explains the field. So ignore the robotic sound of it and just listen for the 2 minutes that you have to. They also have a website, Technofunk. And I thought this site was cool because it just gives you an idea of telecommunications. And it's a company, of course, that specializes in telecommunications, but you can see, what telecommunications in the healthcare industry means, or in the aerospace or automotive or banking. Just get an idea of telecommunications and what this is all about. So that video is pretty short, but like I said, really robotic. When you listen to it, you'll like, holy crud. It's like a computer talking, but it's still useful. Now, how do you submit the quizzes and homework? The quiz we have, you want to click on the quiz and you can open it multiple times, but only submit it once. So I'm going to begin the quiz. It's 10 questions, 2 points apiece, pretty simple. Use your textbook and the PowerPoint presentation to answer it. When you answer something, hit save, and then when you're finished with all the questions, hit save and submit. I'm going to back out of this. If you don't want to answer them all at once, you can back out, just hit leave page. Now the homework assignment I've given you, I want you to open up these Word or PDF depending on what you want to use to edit your files. Please submit it in text, in Word or PDF format for grading. Those are the only things I'll accept. I do not have OpenOffice on my laptop, and I'm not taking the whatever that extension is for OpenOffice. I'm not accepting those because I don't want to install it. So that's it. That's how that goes. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second. My little one ran out. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, in the homework assignment, what you want to do is open it up, download it. So I'm opening up Word. I would use Word or PDF. And let's enable editing. And answer these questions. So we have 5 questions worth 5 points apiece. And I want you to go out to the internet to check out some different links. Save your answers, and then once you save it, you click on this link here. That car started. Bye-bye. Sorry, my son is going to the park. Okay, so once you have your file saved with your answers in it, don't write your submission here. Browse your computer, pick your file. So say this is my folder and this is my assignment I want to attach. Select your assignment file and then hit submit. And I will, you can add any comments if you want, but once you hit submit, it'll go to the grading center and then I will grade it for you. So that is Learning Module 2. I hope you have a great time learning about it, and I'll see you or talk with you with Learning Module 3. Bye-bye.